Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my worlds, the world of Wayne, and welcome to Monday. We've got a new feature today called Welcome to My Cave. Now, a while ago, one of my patrons, Ian Campbell, mentioned that it would be a good idea for all the viewers and good folk like yourselves out there to actually just submit what your hobby room looks like, what your man cave looks like, what your lady cave looks like, where you actually work, what your computer room looks like, and actually showcase it to everybody else. So I thought that was a really good idea. Now, I've changed the term slightly. I'm calling it Welcome to My Cave because I don't want it to just encompass things like a man cave with all memorabilia and stuff. I'd like to know where you keep your paintbrushes and where your actual workstation looks like, and where you keep your paints and that sort of thing. Now, I've been curious about this for ages, looking at channels like Beanie's Hobbies, where he's got all his 3D printers set up in a garage. I actually went to Matthew's house and I was just gobsmacked. And looking at Phil Spruver's Instagram channel, I'm always looking in the background thinking, wow, there's some things there and good ideas that I would love to incorporate in the little room that I've got here. And this is a little room. I mean, I think I've worked it out. It's 3 meters wide by about 3.5 to 4 meters long. It's tiny, and it's what you do with the space, I suppose, that makes the difference. Now, when Ian came up with this idea, I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. And Ian is the first one to actually share his cave with us. So we're going to walk around Ian Campbell's cave, and then after the video, I'm going to give you instructions on how you can submit your hobby room, workstation, you know what I mean, to me here, and we can get that featured on the channel. I think it's going to be a really exciting thing, because if you're like me, I'm just curious to know how people have got things set up, and I'm always on the lookout for good ideas. Anyway, here's Ian's man cave.
My wife's taking this video of me, but I thought I'd show you my man cave. As you know, I've said a couple of times it'd be really good just to have us give something back to your channel. So I'm going to take you through to my office, my home office, which is also the man cave. Obviously I work from home, so you'll see everything that goes on. So this way. Okay, so we'll start over on this wall to the left. So if the wife just turns round, obviously you can see a man cave. It's not a man cave without some rules. Hopefully the wife's getting all that in the camera. I've got my little tribute to my parents on the VIC-20. That was my first home computer, and that's the original Blitz game in there, 1981 or 1982. I'm also a fan of the Ghostbusters at the top. We've got some Marvel figures. I like my Star Trek, mainly the Voyager, but I do like the Generation Star Trek as well, and I've got one of the original. These are all die-cast models. I've also got some Star Wars items in here on the wall. I've got 3CPO. I've also got my Back to the Future clock, where they have their photo taken in front of it, and also you cannot go without your beer opener, so I have my beer opener as well. Obviously I work from home. This is the work computer. Obviously it's all switched off, it's the weekend, I'm not doing anything on that. And then as we move up onto the orange wall, we can see we've got some Marvel items. We've got a couple of little figurines from Ghostbusters. You can also see what my political view is. I think that makes it quite clear. We go on to my homemade flux capacitor. I'm quite pleased with that. In the end it cost me quite a lot of money, lots of trial and errors, but I'll see if I switch it on. There we go. So each diffuser has 10 LEDs for a more smooth pulsating of the lights, and obviously I have a little button underneath. There we go. So that makes a little bit of a noise. I've got 2 clocks. Local time at the bottom, where I live, and because I have to manage teams out in Mauritius, I have the Mauritius clock and time there as well, just so I don't ring them at times that they're probably out of work, or it's too early or too late, etc. We move around again over to the corner. We've got some signs, the Ecto 1, obviously the number plate signs. We got Blues Brothers, we got the Bandit, and we got obviously the Gotham, the Batman there as well. And across the window ledge we got various other items. Superman, we got the Pac-Man light, Ghostbusters. Then we've got a very delicate arm of the T800. I've not used it, I don't want to use it because I think the glass is going to break. We've got a bit of Back to the Future here. We've got the 3 time machines from each of the films. everyone must have a almanac, and obviously I've also got the receipt for that as well. We then go on to Thanos, so my first 3D printed. Not too happy with the quality, but obviously you learn as you go. My specs, futuristic specs from Back to the Future. We got the Thanos hand, and also we got another Star Wars model there, and more number plates as we run down the wall. Okay. We then move a bit further around. We've got my new addition, my ANET A8, which is my 3D printer, and I've already been printing some upgrades for it. I've got a glass bed. I didn't like the bed that came with it. I sprayed it with radiator paint at the bottom so I get a nice white finish to get the contrast of the filament printing down on that. Then we've got my Back to the Future shrine, I think you could call it, which is everything visually you would have seen in the movies. So we've got the photos, we've got the letters, we've got You're Fired, we've got Biff's winning receipt of where he made his millions, we've got the books, again we've got the almanac cover, everything's there, the Western Union letter that was given to Marty in the rain, everything. So that's a quick tour of my man cave. Hope you like it, keep up the good work, and thanks very much, bye.
Anytime I've ever walked into someone's garage, hobby room, cave, anything like that, I'm normally drawn straight away to things before they're even shown to me. And the first one was obviously the rules on the board there that Ian had with the whiteboard. Now, if that was to happen here, I guarantee Mrs. Welder Wayne would be the one writing the rules. In fact, she'd probably rewrite them in permanent marker and try to figure out a way to laminate that whiteboard. But that's an absolutely brilliant idea. Moving around, the job that Ian had done with the scratch build of the flux capacitor is absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't think I've got the skills to do that. And as Ian said, it took a lot of money to get it to that stage. But I think it's a really interesting thing. Plus, the 2 clocks showing Mauritius and England. Mauritius, I mean, in times of lockdown, that seems like El Dorado to me at the moment. The other thing that I was really drawn to were the number plates on the wall. Two in particular, I love the Forrest Gump. I love the film Forrest Gump. But the Forrest Gump number plate there. And also at the top there, the Nelson Mandela House for Only Fools and Horses. I've been watching that since the 80s and I absolutely love it. But the only other thing that I really did think, you know, it's one of these things where you look around someone's man cave or someone's hobby room and you notice different things each time you look at it. And I did notice on the 3D printer, I like the Punisher shield that goes in front of the fan on the 3D printer. That's gave me an idea of probably doing something with my ender there, because a really good idea. But Ian, thank you so much for sharing this. So now I'm going to put it out to you. I want you to showcase your man cave, your hobby room, your computer room, whatever it is, to feature on the channel. And to do that, all you need to do is film it on a phone or a camcorder and then just send it to me at wayne@welderwayne.co.uk. Now, if you use Gmail or iCloud, it will say your file's way too big and we're going to put it onto the cloud, which is absolutely fine. It will send me a link and then I can download it. And then what I'll do is I'll notify you when that's going to be featured on the channel, and then we can share that with the world. But I just think it's a really good idea, because I just like to see how people work, where they keep tools, where things are kept, what memorabilia they've got. It's just a really interesting thing. So I hope you like this. I hope it's a really good thing that we can kick off on the channel, because I really want to connect with all 23,000 of you at the moment. And I think it's a good idea to start that. And thank you once again, Ian Campbell, for sharing this great idea. If you did like that video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.